The air is dry, and the only sound is the whistling wind against rusted aluminum. There she sits, a Vought F-8 Crusader, once known as the last of the gunfighters. Years of exposure have not been kind.
Her cockpit glass is clouded purple by the sun. Her supersonic wasp waste fuselage is buried under layers of oxidation and bird nests. To the untrained eye, she is scrap metal.
But to a restoration team, she is a masterpiece waiting to be rediscovered. The first touch is the rhythmic clink-clink of a wrench meeting the seized bolt. You hear the sharp hiss of penetrating oil being sprayed into a hinge that hasn't moved since 1972.
Crack! The seal breaks. The restoration has begun. The team moves the jet into a sterile hangar. Now comes the most satisfying part of the process, media blasting. Instead of harsh sand, they use crushed walnut shells or plastic beads.
The high-pressure stream peels away decades of cracked navy gray paint. Beneath the grime, the gleaming, raw, alclad aluminum emerges like a mirror. Then, the deep cleaning. The sound of a vacuum suction pulling out desert sand from the deep crevices of the intake. Thwip! Pop! The team removes thousands of cherry rivets one by one. The internal skeleton, the ribs and bulkheads, is inspected for hairline fractures. Every piece of corrosion is treated with a chemical wash that fizzes softly as it eats away the rust, leaving the metal healthy and strong. Now we focus on the cockpit and the engine. Restoring an F-8 is unique because of its variable-incidence wing. You hear the heavy thunk of the hydraulic actuators being greased. This was the only fighter that could literally lift its shoulders to land on a carrier deck.
Inside the cockpit, it's a delicate dance. Click, click, toggle. Each analog switch is disassembled, cleaned with isopropyl alcohol, and reinstalled. The instrument panel, once a chaotic mess of broken glass, is now a symphony of calibrated needles. The Pratt & Whitney J57 engine is a beast of its own. Imagine the sound of a wire brush scrubbing the turbine blades. Scritch, 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 until the soot of 1,000 afterburner climbs is gone. The Crusader is ready for her new skin. The hangar becomes a silent, clean room. The spray gun begins its work. A coat of zinc chromate primer, a vivid, ghostly green, is applied first. Then comes the final light gull gray. The paint is so smooth it looks wet to the touch. Finally, the stencils.
Three down and locked. Success.
The USS Ticonderoga markings and the iconic Screaming Eagle squadron art are applied. The masking tape is peeled back slowly, revealing razor-sharp lines between the white belly and the gray spine. The hangar doors creak open. The sunlight hits the restored F-8 Crusader, and for a moment, the world is silent. She no longer looks like a relic of the Cold War. She looks like she just rolled off the assembly line in 1955. The tires are deep black, the canopy is crystal clear, and the metal skin is cold and flawless. This isn't just a machine, it's a 15-ton piece of history, brought back to life through patience, precision, and thousands of hours of silent, dedicated work.
POV walking around the plane one last time. The F-8 looks like a museum piece, but it's fully functional.
The Crusader is ready for transfer.
Excellent work, Captain.